Use by, sell by, best by, expiration dates. Man, they make it difficult to decipher when you need to eat what's in your refrigerator or get rid of it. No two items are the same. Different manufacturers use different time frames depending on when they think their product will be best. The only true expiration date is the one listed on baby formula. Most often the dates you see are best by dates.
Most of the dates are actually just referring to quality. So nothing bad is going to happen to someone if they eat food that's a little bit past the sell by date or the use by date.
So that even goes for the date on your milk and your eggs. Like this carton milk says February 19th. So you've probably even seen different ways to test whether milk and eggs are still good online. So one trick is dropping your eggs in water. If it sinks, it's good. If it floats, it's considered bad. Let's see what this one does. All right, that one sunk right to the bottom, so I guess it's still good. But registered dietitian Jean van Redenberg says taste and smell really tell you everything you need to know.
Really, nothing beats the sniff test. I know a lot of people will say, well, what else could I do? But that's pretty much it. I mean, we've evolved to use our nose and our mouth to get us by a lot of food challenges. So I'd still trust that more than anything.
Yeah, see, that's the thing with milk. First of all, if it's past the date, I just don't trust it. But yeah, if it smells bad, I just won't consume it. And also on the egg thing, if they're chicken legs coming out, nah, I throw it out. Coming up in the next hour of the morning show, the foods that you should pay the most attention to when it comes to the date. And ahead at 9, it's all about location, location, location. The mistakes you're most likely making that could be putting your food at risk. Jen?
80% of people throw out food before they should because of confusion about so-called expiration dates. So in the last hour, we explained the expiration dates that you see on most items are really best by dates. We asked a registered dietitian who says you have more wiggle room than you might actually realize. So milk, for example, can typically last 4 to 7 days after the date listed on the side. For eggs, you can go even longer, 3 to 5 weeks past the date. And if it's canned or processed, he says you really don't even need to worry about its date.
They're pretty much going to last indefinitely. They're not going to hurt you if you were to eat them past the date. The food quality may not be at its peak, it might taste a little off, but it's not going to hurt you.
Redenberg says that the food you really need to watch is meat, specifically anything that you bought at the butcher or at the deli.
Those are the types of foods that can start to garner bacteria where it could make you a little ill. But again, you'll know as soon as you open it from the smell that it's actually turned.
So the USDA recommends that you only keep fresh chicken in the fridge for 1 to 2 days. When it comes to fresh beef or pork, the guidelines are 3 to 5 days. And we're continuing this conversation. Coming up on the morning show, it is all about location, the fridge layout that will actually make your groceries last the longest. Stay with us for that story ahead in the 9 o'clock hour of the morning show. We are helping you decipher the dates on your groceries. In the last hour of the morning show, we explained the dates that you see on your foods are typically more of a best buy suggestion than a hard and fast expiration date. Now, no matter what that date says, how you store your food could really cut its good to eat time short. So we spoke with a registered dietitian who says the goal is to keep cold food cold as long as possible.
The two things that are the enemy for food is going to be air and temperature. So exposure to the air, exposure to a warm temperature, that's going to really hasten the spoilage. So depending on how it was handled, how often it's left out at room temperature, because especially something like shredded cheese, if you had taco night and you had the shredded cheese out for a couple of hours and put it back in the fridge and you had it out again the next couple of nights, then those types of things kind of decrease the lifespan, if you will, of some of those foods.
Which is why he recommends keeping more sensitive items like milk and eggs toward the back of your fridge and not in the door. The reason is it needs cool, consistent temperatures, and keeping them in the door exposes them to warm air, which will speed up the growth of bacteria. Instead, put items that have more preservatives like sauces and condiments in the door. The temperature of your fridge also plays a factor. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration recommends your fridge be below 40 degrees. Above that, bacteria can quickly multiply. Ask yourself, when's the last time you checked, right? So this is a good opportunity for you to remember to check what the temperature is. Experts say the best range is actually between 35 and 38 degrees. It's not uncommon for refrigerators to be a few degrees off the temperature that you set, especially with how often it is opened. So dropping the temperature even a bit below that really helps prevent spoiling. You really don't want to go, though, below 32 degrees because that's when your food then starts to freeze, which you've probably noticed, particularly if it gets stuck in the back of the refrigerator, which again is the coolest spot. Hope this helps you. We'll be right back.